on my way, babe. Say the word, now be on my way. Yeah, no, you.
All right. Next case.
All right, I would like to talk about Duane Dirty Dick Martin. That's what I'd like to talk about.
So is his dick dirty? Because he never mind. I'm not even gonna ask.
I mean,
Are we asking these questions in relation to Tisha Campbell or Will Smith?
we asking these questions in relation to a couple of people, but first let's start with LisaRaye and her husband.
Bitch, how do we get here? To LisaRaye and
we're gonna go full. I'm about to take you on a trip. We're gonna start with LisaRaye. We're gonna make a left. We're gonna go over to Will Smith and Jada. Then we're gonna go down the street to Tisha, see what's going on over there. But right now we're at LisaRaye's house.
Okay.
Now.
So did Duane Martin do LisaRaye like Junior did Ebony?
No. I was gonna but see, this I know like we are soulmates because it was a Players Club comparison that I was gonna make.
Mm-hmm.
Did LisaRaye run up on Duane Martin and he was locked in the bathroom like Ebony was locked in the bathroom in his underwear?
I hate my gums because they black.
But no, okay, so LisaRaye said that Duane Martin befriended her husband. It was like hooking him up with all these bitches and shit like that and was helping him cheat and shit. So I am curious how true that is, and also specifically, why did he do that shit? Was he like, fuck Lisa?
It's something about black men in California, and I know a lot of and I don't give a hell. I don't give a fuck what nobody, if anybody is pissed by this shit. But we know good and goddamn well that black men in California and in Florida are another type of black man. They are a different breed. I've never in my fucking life, I never heard, like, I don't date dark-skinned women, no dark-skinned thotties until I got out there to California. Them black men out there are fucking brainwashed, and I can't believe how they are socialized to not. That was the first time in my life where I met somebody at 21 years old. Like, 21-year-olds, I did not know I was black until I got to college. Anyway, so, yeah, all right, so back off of California and back on to the reading. Okay, so Duane Martin. Is Duane Martin a Cali nigga?
Or a Florida nigga?
Or a Florida nigga? She ain't lying. Duane Martin was orchestrating that. He's a magician. He was actually talking to the women for... The reason that LisaRaye is so mad is because I don't even know who LisaRaye's husband is.
He was the Prime Minister of Turks and Caicos.
That Roxy was sleeping with.
Yes.
From 106 and Park.
Yes. That stole that stuff from
Roxy stole that shit from West Seal.
That's what the word on the street was.
That was the word on the street back in the day that she stole from West Seal, bitch. Word on the street back in the day was Roxy stole from West Seal.
She the reason why they went out of business.
Allegedly. And then Charlotte Baltimore was working. Was it LaToya Luckett was working the cash register?
Don't do LaToya like that.
She was an article.
Don't do LaToya like that.
All right, y'all. All right, so the magician, Duane Martin, was literally going out talking to people.
Why? Why was he such a hating ass bitch?
I don't know, but it was like, hey.
He want the dick. And he was like, if I hook you up with all these bitches, maybe they'll tell me how the dick was.
I'm telling you, it's something up with California. Like, California black men have a level of immaturity. It's a level, like, there's a immaturity about them that's, like, not underdeveloped, but it's, like, a childishness. Like, a very, like, trickster playfulness, like, not serious about anything. Can't take, just my opinion from what I saw. So, in my opinion, this is my opinion after reading, but back to the reading, okay? Intuiting again. The card is speaking specifically about Duane Martin going out and talking to people to recruit them to. But this is a magician, so it's like he's doing some fuck shit. Like, it was fucked up what he was doing. Okay. I didn't get the tower.
I had to write my follow-up question for that.
So the House of Personal Truth and Inner Answers. He knew that this was gonna wreck the home, but I also get that he was trying to get in good with the president of Turks and Caicos too. Like,
so he could visit for free.
I mean, I don't know if it was.
Did he want to be the first lady? Was he trying to take LisaRaye's seat?
Well, allegedly. I'm just playing. I'm just making up this shit. I was just saying allegedly because I ain't really got no goddamn tea. I don't know anything about Duane Martin.
We gonna find out.
But the Tower card is here in his House of Personal Truth and Inner Answers. So he knew that this was gonna. He was intentionally doing this to disrupt her marriage. I don't know why just yet. Okay. It's the Eight of Cups. So I think that Duane Martin has issues with depression. I wouldn't be surprised if he has like issues with depression or maybe even like a personality disorder. But like I think that he like dissociative disorder. I think that he may disassociate from reality at certain points in time. Allegedly. I don't know. Y'all corroborate this. Go in the comments. Let me know if y'all think that he has dissociative disorder. I'm a sociologist, not a psychiatrist. Okay, so I then have the Two of Wands here. So, this is in his House of Hidden Advantages. So, as you can see with the Two of Wands card, I don't know if you all can see it, but it shows a man holding two wands, and he's standing in between them. So, this is letting me know that Duane Martin was standing in between LisaRaye's husband, and so I don't know why. You keep looking at me
it's just interesting.
You looking at me like you want to ask, is he trying to suck this man's dick? And I don't know.
When you said he was standing between two wands, I was wondering if it was his wand and the Prime Minister's wand. I was wondering what kind of wands we were talking about. That's all.
Wands in the tarot are also known as dicks in the tarot, okay? So if you see a wand, you see a dick. Big, long, thick dick. All right. So, I then have the Seven of Swords. So, as you can see, this is Duane Martin. He's caught once found out. I get that he was writing to LisaRaye to explain to her what he was doing, and absolve himself of what was going on.
Okay.
The Five of Swords. So, you may have won the battle, but you didn't win the war. So, he got away with it back then, but it's now resurfacing. Because he ain't gonna win this war against, LisaRaye or whatever.
Okay. I feel like LisaRaye was in a love triangle and she just didn't realize it.
This goddamn In Living Color ass tea. How does she not?
Okay. You have a question that you're about to ask?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, that spurred another question. Why was Duane Martin introducing that man to these women? Is that nigga a pimp? Like on the low? Was he getting a cut?
I don't get that he's a pimp.
But like, why?
I'm telling you.
Would you befriend this man? Was he trying to get like the kind of like the presidential suite on the island? People that
if you empathize or understand what I'm talking about, when I talk about black men in California,
they just do fuck shit.
If you then you know them, it's not. I don't. It's. Look, I feel like sometimes. Dating in LA is terrible. Okay, for everybody. Dating in LA is terrible for everybody. But a lot of them niggas out there, a lot of them niggas out there is like, okay, it's one thing to be broke down south, where it's like, okay, you have an apartment in Atlanta and you have like a hoopty. But them niggas out there, no, you stay in an apartment with somebody, but you sleeping on their couch in a studio. Like, that's your room. Like, you have sectioned off the living room and turned it into a room. It is a sheet up, okay? Or a green screen is up. And that's what separates y'all. And the person has a room, y'all share a bathroom, and you may have to share that living room with somebody else that's like sleeping on a twin-size bed. It is common out there. Communal style living is common. Now, I don't know what those types of men are aiming for when they're 35 years old, 48 years old, living like that. How do you build generational wealth?
Greetings. I'm Priestess Peach Blossom. If you would like to learn more about the practice and the tradition of Southern Hoodoo, you can book a reading with me at www.blackspectrumnetwork.com.
Huh? How do you become a middle-class African American? Yeah. Right? I don't know what you're aiming for. And then They don't like black women. Have you all ever thought about how most racial stereotypes are produced out of Hollywood? And like I said, I don't think that California in general is not just Hollywood as an institution. It really, if California were an institution, it's very anti-black. It's a very multicultural place that renders your blackness invisible because they try to propagate multiculturalism over any type of racial solidarity. I think that rainbow coalition building is valuable under certain circumstances, and maybe it works out there in California, given that y'all we're all off. This is becoming a sociological.
Still,
I'm not trying to put. This is not introduction to sociology.
Okay, all right.
So I'm going off the rails. I'm going really off the rails. But what I do want to say is that if 75% of media is produced out of Hollywood, then you must blame the state that gives tax deductions to people for producing racial stereotypes about African Americans.
That's valid. That's fair.
And you must also realize that this is organic thought that comes out of that community, okay, of people. When you think about writers like Mara Brock Akil from Girlfriends, she has a certain type of mind, and she's from California, right? Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. But when you think about a Courtney Kemp Agbo or a Shonda Rhimes, where interracial dating is like at the forefront, it's a certain type of black woman from Chicago, the middle class black women, private school type shits. Okay, so you got to think about how these people are raised, and then when they get the opportunity, see, Mara Brock Akil is from Oakland. Anyway, that being said, all I'm saying, and she produced Girlfriends. All I'm saying is that you got to think about where these people are from. I'm telling y'all the fucking truth. If they're not from Oakland, their loyalty is questionable. It's very questionable. And if you got an issue with it, fight me. If you got an issue with what I said, fight me. All right. What was your question again? Because we just went all off the rails.
I don't even know if we really need to ask it, though. I was curious why he did all that shit with LisaRaye's husband. Like, was he a pimp? Was he getting a profit off of introducing old boy to these girls? Did he want, like, the presidential suite next time he went to Turks and Caicos?
I'm just saying, given the gross wealth gap out there in California, and how, look, there are more black people in the city of LA than in the state of Mississippi.
Wow, okay.
Okay? Mm-hmm. So we're talking about 5% African American amongst 13 million people, and maybe you have a population of about, maybe at the most 600,000 people in Mississippi. Okay? So we're talking about poverty now. A lot of the niggas out there are impoverished. They are. And they're doing worse off than African Americans in the South economically. I'm just keeping it real. Politically, socially, media-wise. And I find that a lot of them, I feel like the community of California has failed them to teach them the importance of growing generational wealth and the aim for something. So it doesn't surprise me that Duane Martin is out here just doing fuck shit, because I just feel like he's an 18-year-old boy in a 60-something-year-old body. And a lot, like, you can literally find 40-something-year-old white men that live in Santa Barbara, California, or Ventura, Oxnard, hell, LA, shit. We ain't even got to go to the country areas. Those men will wear fitted caps, cargo pants, Jordans. They'll be subleasing a house with 4 or 5 other roommates. Even the white men out there, I wonder what they're aiming towards. You can find a lot of people out there in California that never even imagine buying a house in their life. You can find professors a house. They're going to probably stay in an apartment or faculty housing on campus. I'm going way off the rails. Cannot believe all this is in here. Okay, so why is he doing this? Okay, so I got the Eight of Pentacles here. So Duane Martin has a history of setting people. He's a history of doing this. He's a socialite. And I wouldn't even be surprised if he was a Gemini. But I get that he is someone, he's very flirtatious. He likes to have fun. He wants other people to have fun. And he's always trying to encourage for them to do that. I have the card for the Emperor. So Duane Martin, he feels like he's a man's man. He enjoys the company of the other men. And I get the card for the Lovers. Just use your intuition. All right, so the Ten of Swords is here, which is talking about backstabbings and betrayal. So he knows that this was a betrayal against LisaRaye. He knew he knew that it was going to hurt her. But he was prioritizing this relationship over the other, okay? All right, so I got the Prince of Pentacles here in the house for the best path to take. This is not talking about money. This is instead talking about health, okay? This is talking about let it burn. Let it burn. Because sometimes that's how you figure out your man been cheating on you. You let it burn. And he's responsible for that burn. Anyway, all right, so the Moon card is here. So it's in his house of outcomes. The Moon card is ruled by the constellation Pisces, okay? So here we have Duane Martin wanting to face his fears about a lot of things, unwilling to face those fears, and causing trouble in other people's lives because he won't face fears about himself. It's probably not the most specific reading on what happened, but
if you can put 2 and 2 together and get 4, then you know what you're talking about. Okay.
I feel like my audience is pissed at me for what I had to say about California, but I don't give a shit. I said what I said.
They probably are like, I've experienced some of that with California people, or they might, it might open their eyes to different types of California people. But when you said like Florida niggas, I'm from Florida, so I was like, oh hell yeah, yes.
Oh, Florida niggas. If they fight women down there. They fight women. A man will fight a woman in Florida. A Georgia man, if you fight him, he'll probably let you pop him upside the head a lot. Like,
he might call you a bitch, be like, go on with that shit, bitch. But,
and get his sisters to jump you. But a Florida man, you hit him,
bust you dead in your mouth.
He gonna fuck you up. He don't give a fuck, okay?
I think that's where my fearlessness when it comes to fighting men comes from. Probably.
Is Tierra Marie from Florida?
No, I think she's from Chicago or Detroit, one or the other.
Oh.
Okay, so we're still on messy ass Duane Martin. What was his marriage like to Tisha Campbell?
Are they still married?
No, she left that nigga. I'm still here.
I'm still here. Black butterfly. Okay. Okay. So they started having problems as soon as they got married. She didn't know how much debt he was in. She didn't know how much financial debt he was in and how much he owed. He didn't tell that to her. And I'm guessing it was best not to sign a prenuptial agreement either, because and it was Tisha Campbell that wanted to marry him. She was the one that was pushing for it. I get that she's much more mature than he is. But she likes to date men with a younger energy. Like I think that she would even still date younger men. I could see Tisha Campbell with somebody else like 25. Tisha Campbell's energy reminds me of Tammy Roman's, like in this reading. Okay. Just from like the representation of Tammy Roman. Okay. I then get the World card, which is talking about.
Greetings, I am Reverend Priestess Oshun Funke. I would like to invite you personally
to book an ancestral life path reading with me. If you're interested in learning how to work with your ancestors, how to make appropriate offerings, or how to set up your ancestor altar, I can help you. Please visit www.blackspectrumnetwork.com.
Restrictions and limitations. So in the marriage, she felt it restricted her because of the amount of debt that he was in. So any gigs that they were doing, any television shows, acting, it all went towards paying off things that he owed. Mm-hmm. The marriage comes with a lot of betrayal and heartbreak, particularly where she feels like he turned into a monster. And she regrets having to destroy him in the way that she has. Tisha Campbell, I get the vibe about her that when she's in a relationship with you, she would like to remain friends. I then have the card for the Prince of Wands here. So this in the best path to take. So this is talking about exchanges between, like, verbal exchanges between them, like via messages, text, email. Mm-hmm. That's the main way in which they communicate. I don't know if they have children together, but they have two. Okay, all right. So that's their main way of communicating. The Six of Pentacles is here. Oh, wait a minute, bitch.
There you go. Hit that pose. There you go. One more time. All right. Give them the other side.
All right, so then I have the Six of Pentacles here. So it was a relationship of give and take. I think that Tisha Campbell didn't want her relationship to be so egalitarian though. Like splitting half the bills. Mm-hmm. You know, I think she expected him to be more of a financial provider, to play a more serious role as a man in the marriage. I get that he was serious in the beginning, but then when they had the kids, he went back to acting like a black man in California. A BIC, a BIC.
Okay. All right. While on the subject of their marriage, was he the cause behind the fallout between Tisha and Martin on the show? Ooh.
I thought the fallout was because...
Okay, so I'm going to tell you, like, behind the scenes tea and rumors and stuff like that. Allegedly, Tisha and Martin were doing their little freak on the side, and Duane was like, nah, bitch, like, we supposed to be, like, working on this relationship. You need to end that shit, dead that shit. So they got married, and she was like, Martin, you know, we can't play like that no more because I'm married, and that's when all the shit just started to pop off. That led to the demise of the show.
Anyway. Hit the skull emoji if you're enjoying the show. Okay, I got the Prince of Swords, so this is Martin in the House of Spiritual Challenges, so there's a hint of truth to it. Okay. There's a hint of truth where Duane Martin saw Martin Lawrence's competition, the star card, competition because of his celebrity. The Queen of Wands is here, so there was a sexual relationship between Duane and Tisha Campbell. I was about to say Tish Campbell. So there's a hint of truth to it and everything. I'm trying to remember what you said, but I'll just keep explaining. The Four of Swords is here, so I see Duane contemplating to make a move. Okay, so the Six of Wands, a season of Martin was over. The Two of Wands. Okay, once that season of Martin was over, Duane Martin put Tisha Campbell in a position to choose her or Martin.
Okay.
I mean,
him or Martin.
Him or Martin Lawrence. Mm-hmm. Duane Martin put Tisha Campbell in a position to choose between Duane Martin and Martin Lawrence.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
feel like Duane Martin can get his own reading, like his own hour that you just sit down and you read him for filth.
Surviving Duane Martin. Why did I get married? Part 3. Duane Martin.
Duane Martin. Okay, last. We're just going to touch on this. Because like I said, I feel like you can do your own reading on Mr. Messy-ass Duane Martin. Are the rumors about him and Will Smith true? Is there any validity to that?
Okay, so we don't know what rumors she's talking about. We're just going to ask. Like,
would you like me to explain?
No,
okay.
no, we're just going to no, because we don't want to get sued. So we're just going to do a general reading to see if the readings are true. I mean, if the rumors are true. So we don't know what rumors we're talking about, but we're just going to say, rumors. And they've been, hanging around with shit. We don't know what the fuck. Like,
decades,
What rumors do y'all think we're talking about? Put them in the comments. What rumors do you think we're talking about? We want to know. We want to know what you... use you all's as telepathy.
Beaming into our heads.
And try to read our minds. Okay, are the rumors true between Duane and Will? You gotta feel that fire. Let it burn. There's no running. If there are rumors of a split, separation, or breakup, or the fact that Will may be not as attentive as a partner, that's true. And that, Duane may be more interested in the friendship than Will Smith is interested in the friendship is true. The death card is here in the house of inner truth and personal answers, so they've been on and off. So the rumors, as far as rumors go, on and off is what I see. 7 of Pentacles here. Not much of a working relationship between the two of them. Probably best to keep it at the level it is at and not allow for too much public interaction between the two. Then followed by the 3 of Cups, infidelity, the house of hidden advantages. So an advantage to one of the advantages is read between the lines, hidden advantages, infidelity. Okay. All right. The Tower, in this case, breakups, the falls of both people's relationships. The High Priestess, the Keeper of Secrets. The outcome, keeping everything under wraps and keeping your mouth shut. Because when it needs to be said, it shall be said. And sometimes you got to do a reading to get the truth. The High Priestess.
Well, all right.
Ruled by the moon. Hit the skull emoji if you remember when I couldn't do astrology.
That's it for Duane Martin.
That's it. Are we praying for Duane Martin or are we going to send him to hell?
Duane been fucking with too many people's marriages. I'm sending Duane to hell. He need to mind his business.
Well, Duane, you're going to go to hell twice. You're going to go to hell. I'm going to send you to hell on the prayer room. And God's going to send you to hell because of what JT said the Bible says. Next question.
I'm jealous, oh, cause you're too far away from me. I don't like this, no. So let me bring my love into you, baby. It's been too long since you've been gone. And every time I reach out for you, it kills me that you're not here next to me. I'll be on my way, baby. Say the word and I'll be on my way.